Hello, today I'm going to share with you a album kit that I've been putting together for the past couple of years. And I know this sounds a little crazy that I've been making a kit for a couple of years, but it's because I went to Paris and London a few years ago, and since that trip I've been setting aside supplies. I've been hoarding supplies that I know I want to use for that album and kind of saving them for the day when I was ready to start the album. I have all the photos printed, and this class is a great opportunity to finally bust into these supplies and get those photos scrapped. Alright, so when I'm building big kits like this, I like to store them in these 12 by 12 iris containers just because they fit papers perfectly. That's what they're made for. I think you'll be surprised at how much fits in here. And I like that they're clear so I can see what's inside. They stack nicely and they're sturdy. And it keeps out all the dust. Alright, so what you won't see in here is things like mists and thickers, wood veneer, things that I would use for other pages, mostly because I have a very small stash and a very small scrapbooking area, so I know what's in my stash and I know where everything is. I can actually show you. There's my messy scrapbooking desk. So basically I didn't want to set those supplies aside and put them in this kit because that would mean that they wouldn't be easy to reach for other pages. And if I put all the thickers that I wanted to use in this album in here, then it would probably be all of my thickers. I just don't have that much supplies. So all those things definitely will be used in this album. I just haven't specifically set them aside in this kit because they'll all be used. Alright, so what you'll see here is mostly papers and stickers and things like that. So over the past couple of years, anytime there was a travel line, I jumped on it. I was a little late to this one. This is Pink Paisley Atlas. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get much other than some of the papers, which kind of makes me sad. This is a really cute collection. And I'm usually not that themey of a scrapbooker, but anytime travel, I can't help it. I'm such a sucker for travel-themed things. Like, look how cute those globes are. So I was able to get some of those papers. And the nice thing about these is, even though I don't have any of the coordinating embellishments or stickers, there's a lot of elements that I can cut out and use as embellishments, so I think I'll be okay. Alright, next up are some things that you may be wondering why they are in a travel scrapbooking kit. So we have some blueprint papers, poison labels, and brick walls. And these I specifically chose because while I was in London, I did go to the Harry Potter studio tour, and it was one of the best days of my life. I took so many photos that it'll probably be an album just on its own. There's no way they're gonna be able to just fit in with the other albums. So these are things that reminded me of Harry Potter. The tour had a room where they had like several blueprints and white card models of the different sets. This reminded me of the potions classroom. And then brick walls make me think of the alley behind the Leaky Cauldron, where there is a hidden entrance to Diagon Alley. Yeah. So if you ever are in London, I highly recommend you go. It was a wonderful experience. My camera battery actually died while I was at the studio, and I was just so blissfully happy that I didn't even care. This is crepe paper, and I can't remember the name of the collection right now. Oh, Storyteller. So this is another one that I really liked this collection, but I didn't find it until way after they had stopped producing any more of it, and I just got really lucky that I found this 12 by 12 paper pad at, I think it's called Tuesday Morning. It's one of those like bargain shops. It was only $5 because I think there is a printing error on one of the sheets, but other than that, it's great. I got super lucky. Again, I don't have any matching coordinating stickers or anything like that for this, but I think I can manage with, mixing and matching with other collections. So when I started putting things together, I didn't have a plan in mind really. I was just throwing together travel-themed things and things that reminded me of London and Paris. I didn't have a mood board, even though that's an awesome idea and I wish I had done that. But you know, I picked things like, for example, this My Mind's Eye Market Street collection. I picked it because as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, that looks like Paris. You know, it's these really rich colors and kind of like jewel tones almost, with gold and beautiful florals. It's just such a pretty, sophisticated collection that when I saw it, I immediately thought of Paris, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to use to scrapbook it. So that's why I bought so much of this collection. It's pretty unusual for me to buy collection kits and, you know, the chipboard shapes and things like that. So I've got Nob Hill and Ashbury Park here. And it's been interesting because even though I didn't have a plan, a mood and a color scheme kind of developed on their own based on what I was picking. So a lot more like richer tones, like in here and in the Storyteller collection, but you'll see there's also a lot of more like muted tones, and it's interesting to see how this is playing out without any planning. Some super themey Harry Potter papers. I actually bought this for a different project, and I had some left over, and I mean, it's very themey. I don't know if it'll fit in with the rest of the album, but I figured, you know, since I went to the studio tour, I may as well throw it in, and who knows, might get used. Lots of florals. We went to a lot of gardens, and especially at Versailles, a lot of what stood out to me was kind of the quiet spaces in the gardens, and so that's why there are so many florals in here. And lots of maps. We have an Amy Tangerine, some Studio Calico Abroad, a very old October Afternoon. This has been in my stash for a while now. And then with Basic Gray, we get into more of like these muted, softer tones, a little bit vintage, a little antique-ish. These are Carte Postale. More Carte Postale 6x6 paper pad. And I love this waterfall pack. Die cuts, 3x4 cards, 4x6 label stickers and letter stickers and washi tape. Travel Girl by October Afternoon. And this is another one where I bought a lot more of the collection than I normally would. And again, more of these muted colors, like they kind of look like it's like a dusty blue, ivories. And I'm not sure why when I think of London and Paris, I think of, you know, either, you know, really rich colors and these like more softer muted colors. You know, it might be, you know, for example, in my Hawaii album, it's all these bright, juicy colors, but for some reason with London and Paris, maybe because it's so urban and because they have so much history, I think of kind of like these more mature, as I say that, I'm looking at Travel Girl, which is kind of like a cute line, but still, kind of more mature tones and colors. So, more bits of Travel Girl. Love mini market stickers. And then we get into Kelly Purkey's Mon Ami, which it is somewhat travel themed, somewhat Paris themed, but I think it's definitely very versatile and usable for anything. And I love this mustard yellow and olive green and kind of like these dusty blues. Oop, and buttons for Travel Girl. And interesting fact that I did not know until recently, but Basic Gray makes fabrics, like quilting fabrics, for some of their collections. And so the other day I was at my local quilting shop and I was looking at the fabric and I'm like, that looks awfully familiar. Why does it remind me of scrapbooking? It's because it was from Kelly Purkey's Basic Gray Mon Ami line. So I am waiting and searching for the perfect project so I have an excuse to buy those fabrics, but I haven't found one yet. Alright, and then last but not least, the Mon Ami collection pack, which comes with some of the stickers from the collection as well. So that is all that I have gathered for this album kit. It's a lot of supplies, but I know it's all going to get used. In fact, I think I'll probably need more. I don't think this is enough to scrap all of the photos that I have. I haven't even counted how many. I'm a little scared to find out, but I'm excited to get started and to finally cut these papers and turn them into pages. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this massive kit that I've put together, and thank you so much for watching.